but you can be recognized for your character, the kind of person that you are. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963, the March on Washington for Jobs and Justice, said that I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause for what you seek to do. A big step forward in the fulfillment of that dream. Now, as Ms. Young was reading the definitions of character, this one stuck out to me from Abraham Lincoln. Character is like a tree, and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of, and the tree is the real thing. So I said, so there's a difference between having character and being a character. And I got to thinking about Abraham Lincoln, because many of us, we know that he was elected president in 1860, but we may not know that in 1832, his business failed. 1832, he lost the bid for the state legislature. In 1835, his wife died. In 1836, he had a nervous breakdown. In 1842, he lost the bid for Congress. 1848, he was elected to Congress. 1849, he lost that seat in Congress. 1849, his house was foreclosed on. In 1854, he lost the bid for the U.S. Senate. 1856, he lost the bid for the vice presidency. 1858, he lost another bid for the U.S. Senate. But in 1860, he was elected as president of the United States of America. After 30 years of defeat, there was something in him that kept him motivated. Look at the person beside you. Tell him, stay motivated. Have character. I was thinking about character. I saw a tweet from a guy named Adam Grant, professor at the University of Pennsylvania, while we're talking about Lincoln, and he said that if excellence is what we do, and character is what we do for others. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about Lincoln. At the same time, though, you have Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, it's important to know, she was not the president and founder of the Underground Railroad, but she was a star in her role. She was excellent in escaping from slavery. She was excellent in that regard. But she demonstrated incredible character in going back over 60 times to get other people, to bring other people to freedom. A great example of how you can use your gift to bless others. Can we be trusted? Can you be trusted to bless somebody else when you get blessed? Character. Now, as she mentioned, I've been around the country facilitating a lot of workshops on cryptocurrency and digital finance, and I noticed, encouraging people to invest in cryptocurrency. But last week, the market crashed. So an even better investment is character currency. Character money. Because character, the core of who you are, will stand the test of time. So those investments that you make in your character are transferable anywhere, across the world. My significant other is here, Angelina, and we were in Paris in February, and I tried to use a US dollar. They said, no, you got to use a euro. It's not transferable. But character, your character is. So making an investment in character. And I mentioned her because she has a program called the 5x5 that I adopted, where in the morning you do 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of inspiration, 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of journaling, 5 minutes of affirmation. And I didn't realize that in the course of doing that and implementing that in my life, I was making a lot of character currency investments in my own account. And I want to encourage you all to study these 8 traits: respect and cooperation, responsibility, honesty, self-control. All of these traits, study them as you would a class. Just like you would study math and science, chemistry, social studies, study those. Learn all about them. Invest every day in your own knowledge, in your own character development. Because the way that you gain more character currency, the way that you build your character is by passing tests. There are going to be character tests. They come in all these categories, in many different ways, all the time. And the more tests you pass, I believe the more currency you'll get, the more you'll be able to do, the more you can handle. Lincoln was an exceptional president because he had built up so much character currency. He was ready for the challenge. There are some, you get to some parts in life where you got the credentials, you got the talent, you have the skills, you have the network, the access, but the only thing that's going to open up the door is your character. So any investment that you make in your character, carry that with you. Hold on to that. The school board members, they make public policy. You can make your own personal policy, your own character standards in terms of how you're going to govern yourself. What's going to be acceptable in your life. So in the public policy making process, if you want to change policy or you want to adopt a policy, you put something on the agenda so you can now evaluate things that come up: fear, doubt, worry, that try to come on your agenda and say, that's not in alignment with my own personal constitution, with my own policy, with my own character. So you can define yourself, define what you want to do, and it helps you to pick your battles, to figure out where you want to channel your energies. If an eagle got into a fight with a snake, who won the fight? Who do you think won the fight? Why do you say the eagle won? Somebody. What's that? It's a big chain. He never saw him coming. I'm going to tell you why the snake won. Because the eagle shouldn't have been down there fighting in the first place. The eagle can fly. You don't have to be down in battles that don't matter. You don't have to accept limitations that others may try to put on you, or boxes that they want to put your potential in. You can write your own constitution. You can define yourself. You can be excellent and pass every character test that comes your way. I had to pass a lot of them coming up here on 95. Man. But in whatever you do, be your very, very, very best. In your class, in your classes, with your peers, in your character. I am with this. Dr. King, he said that if it falls your life to be a street sweeper, go on out and sweep streets like Michelangelo carved marble. Sweep streets like Raphael painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music and like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, there lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. So if you can't be a pine on the top of a hill, be a shrub in the valley. But be the best little shrub on the side of the river. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail,